Shot is blocked. Dimitra could get away. Can't quite get up the middle. Recovering was Carlo Koliakovo. David Backes plays the puck back to Mike Weaver.
Jim, it really is an adjustment for the defense to get pucks through. I mean, you have to treat it differently than you do in the regular season. Guys are much more committed. They'll do almost anything to get in the way, whereas during the regular season, there'll be times, 3 games, 4 nights, a little tired, where they're shy away and maybe flamingo or move to the side.
But conversely, at this time of year, defensemen won't worry about hurting anybody with a high, hard one.
Pound it through when you can.
Kevin Bieksa up the middle, a tip by Henrik Sedin towards the St. Louis goal. Mason, who hasn't been tested yet, poke the puck up the boards. Daniel and Henrik Sedin will start their cycle game. Here's Daniel, tried to work out front, and he lost control of the puck, and quickly out to center is B.J. Crombeen. Flips the puck in, Luongo snares it and hangs on. The only 2 shots of the game, 5 minutes and 21 seconds in, have gone to St. Louis.
And Jim, a lot of the reason is because there have been so many blocks. And Pavel Dimitra isn't known as a great shot blocker or a guy who consistently will give up his body. But look at his positioning. I mean, he made sure that he was square to the shot, got his legs together, and pretty solid shot blocking effort. Already a lot of shuffling between the benches as both coaches try to match, Jim, what we expected coming into this.
Here's a Vancouver line centered by Kyle Wellwood, who won the faceoff. He's got Steve Bernier and the speedy Mason Raymond with him. Raymond hustles to the puck, put it on net, and squeezing it between his pads is Chris Mason, and there's Vancouver's first shot on goal.
Well, you think about matchups that both these coaches are trying to develop. This young line of the St. Louis Blues has some good speed and puck-moving ability, so what does Alain Vigneault do? Gets his speedster on that left side, and there's one for Mason that he's got to try to hold on to and not give any kind of rebound. Already the gamesmanship going here. Tkachuk's line comes out, and Alain Vigneault in the offensive zone goes right to the Sundin line, trying to get a matchup advantage for him.
One thing that Matt Sundin has been very good at since he came to Vancouver and is getting continually better at is face-offs. So Ryan Kessler, who's a very good centerman, doesn't take many draws. They're both right-handed centermen. Keith Tkachuk managed to get this one off a stick. Jeff Wojtke to Jay McKee, and up the middle to Tkachuk. 1-on-4, he dumps the puck in and barges by Shane O'Brien trying to get after it. O'Brien to Kessler in front of his own net to Alex Edler. Dimitra left the puck behind. Kept in there by Brad Winchester. And here's Shane O'Brien for Vancouver starting out towards center. Gives off to Pavel Dimitra. His shot, another block. This time Jeff Wojtke. Alexander Edler scoops the puck in. Kyle Wellwood's in after it. TJ Oshie back. Wellwood spins, deals to the blue line. Olin shoots off the glove of Chris Mason. There's one that got through.
There's a good example of Olin moving laterally, Jim, so that he got by the block man and was able to get that puck through.
Pass up the middle for David Perron. He tipped it off his stick in on Roberto Luongo, and now Perron goes in and gives Luongo a snow shower. So another contentious conversation near the crease. Early on, 2-2 the shots on goal. This game awaits its first goal, but it's just heating up in Vancouver. Just as we here and you at home try and figure out what all the matching will be like in this series, the referee and linesmen are trying to keep their pulse on what these tacticians of the bench will do.
Well, the linesmen were talking about the draws and getting that straight. The officials were going to a position where they didn't want all the extracurricular activity. 2 snow showers already on Roberto Luongo, and then a lot of situations where the Vancouver Canucks coming in, and I think Dan O'Halloran went over to both coaches. Plus, Jim, you have the factor of both of them trying to match their lines. A little bit of a late line change we've seen a few times as well.
During the regular season, Craig, in the games here where the Canucks dictate the matchup, this is the matchup that Alain Vigneault wanted. Head-to-head, the Sedin line against this Andy McDonald, Brad Boyes, David Backes unit. There's Andy McDonald twisting and turning, centering for Backes, but the Canucks had collapsed to the net. Henrik Sedin gets the puck to center, just out of the reach of his brother.
Andy Murray, sorry, Jim, he ended up changing his defensive pairing now as quickly as he can. He goes back to his Jay McClement's line to match up against the Sedin.
And he will relentlessly change on the fly and shorten shifts to stay with his matchup. Here's Alex Steen with his shot. That went off Willie Mitchell up high. Jay McClement. Sammy Salo back with Willie Mitchell after a couple of shifts here. Along the boards, and the Canucks fight the puck out to center. They changed on the fly to get this defensive pair. Jackman and Polak on against the Sedins. Vancouver changing on the fly. Edler just popped back against McClement, and there's going to be a penalty here. As the St. Louis Blues walk out, it's going to be Edler that'll get the penalty. Goaltender's out for the extra attacker. Koliakovo with a shot that was blocked by Darcy Hordichuk. And now Edler gets the puck. And I think he's going to get the penalty. Unless someone else takes one in the ensuing pushing and shoving.
That's part of the discussion again. Get rid of all the scrums. The last thing the officials want at this stage, and I think O'Brien might get himself in some trouble here. Dan O'Halloran talking. There's the elbow to the face. You mentioned a sort of aggressive play by McClement, but it was the elbow of Edler as he quickly anticipated, saw the play coming. But I think the Vancouver Canucks, O'Brien's got to be careful here. He almost took an extra one. And this is one where I think it's difficult O'Halloran not to call it. O'Brien took another shot after they'd been warned.
That introduces a different aspect of this series, because during the regular season, here's Shane O'Brien, who's the Vancouver penalty leader in the season, a little extra pushing and shoving. Vancouver at 5-on-5 was a better team in the regular season, but the St. Louis Blues had better special teams and very opportunistic on the power play. So they get the first power play of this series. Brad Boyes up front had 17 power play goals. Keith Tkachuk with 14. He's on the ice. And the puck clipped somebody at the Vancouver bench, so the play is stopped.
Well, what you have to watch for the St. Louis Blues, and on both their units, they have a forward up front. In this one, it's TJ Oshie, on the blue line. And for a young player, puts a lot of pressure on him. He's handled it extremely well. But as we've mentioned, Jim, this is a different type of game. The playoffs have that different intensity. We'll see how that works.
Carlo Koliakovo, TJ Oshie, the appointment in the power play. At one time this season, the Blues were using 5 forwards on the power play as the Canucks clear the puck because of all the injuries to players like Eric Johnson and Eric Brewer on the blue line. Koliakovo lugs the puck to center. The flip in stays inside the glass. Oshie barges in after it. Boys back to the blue line. Koliakovo got a lucky bounce off a skate to Keith Tkachuk. Andy McDonald. Carlo Koliakovo. McDonald with the screen takes the shot. Kessler blocked it, broke his stick. And he's fortunate that Willie Mitchell could clear the puck.
One of the battles that we'll have to watch on power plays is Keith Tkachuk battling in front to try to get position on Roberto Luongo and how Willie Mitchell handles it. And you know, so many times, Jim, you don't want to get caught up with a big body like that and you end up double screening your goaltender. That'll be a great matchup as the playoffs continue.
David Backes on this 8th-ranked power play. Wojciech. David Perron is now the forward playing the point of the power play. There's a hard shot, and Luongo makes a save off Brad Winchester and hangs on. He was square to it. There was no screen there.
And what a difference it makes for Luongo when he can see the puck. I mean, he has such great vision in following the pass. He gets there quickly, comes telescoping out and able to hold on and grab the rebound. This is what you'll see, though, throughout this series. Is once Tkachuk realizes the puck's on the outside, goes right to the front, gets underneath, and look at the aggressiveness of Roberto Luongo trying to look past him and fight his way through.
Canucks get possession up the boards. 20-year-old David Perron holds the puck in, but then he made a pass outside the line. Alex Burrows and Ryan Kessler, the top penalty-killing forwards for Vancouver, on the ice. A flip in. Oland knocks it down. And that'll just about do it if Burrows and Kessler can keep the puck in the Blues' end of the ice for a few seconds. Roy Whitka's back. Burrows was down. The fans call a penalty. One last rush. Perron is into the attacking zone. Berglund trying to set up Winchester, who stays on the ice. Willie Mitchell poked the puck ahead. A hand pass stops the play with 1 second left in the penalty to Edler.
Well, right now, despite the fact that it's a tie game, I think for the St. Louis Blues coming into a tough building like this, where the Vancouver Canucks have won 13 of their last 15, this has been a pretty good start. They haven't been blitzed. They've been able to keep the puck in the offensive zone. And although they didn't get anything on the power play, Jim, it wasn't a momentum killer.
They've given up 2 shots. and not very good ones. Here's Steve Bernier in front for Daniel Sedin, and that might have been tipped by a stick in front. And Alex Steen might have got a piece of that. Penalty coming up to St. Louis now as Vancouver's turn in the power play. O'Brien across to Edler. The extra attacker is Pavel Demitra off the bench. Here comes O'Brien off the blue line. The slap pass, they score! Daniel Sedin! A delayed penalty call, and the extra attacker made the difference. Demitra set up Daniel Sedin.
And Jim, when you're pre-scouting a team as coaches going into the playoffs, you know tendencies of players. And you think of the Sedin brothers when they're on the power play. Well, this is virtually a power play. It's 6-on-5. The little slap pass into a hard stick in the slot. And nobody read it. Nobody took it away. I mean, look at Daniel looking around, trying to find the seam. The stick positioning of the defenseman in the wrong side. Nobody collapsed down. And for Mason, he just simply didn't read that shot quickly enough. And he was fooled on that redirect.
So the crowd's into it. And the Sedins will be into it now. Daniel Sedin from Demitra and Edler at 10:03. Here comes David Backes with a backhand shot. And that's stopped by Roberto Luongo. Vancouver gets the first goal of the series on its third shot.
That's really how the playoff momentum changes so quickly. You're just talking about how St. Louis has handled themselves. Now they got to respond.
Swing and a miss by Boys. Backes gets the puck. He's got McDonald bumping with the goaltender. Good shift after a goal for St. Louis. Jay McKee from the blue line. All he can do is keep the puck in for Andy McDonald. Salo pushes him to the boards. Knocks the puck away, but right to David Backes. Jay McKee. Backes. Jeff Roy Witka. His wrist shot is knocked down easily by Willie Mitchell, and Ryan Kessler gets the puck. Pretty good pushback by St. Louis on the first shift after the Daniel Sedin goal. Fans wanted too many men on the ice penalty there at the St. Louis change. Roy Witka with his shoot in. Matthias Ohlund is back. Kevin Bieksa for Vancouver to Mason Raymond. And the left winger starts out of his own zone with a stretch pass. Bernier will chase it off the boards. Wellwood heads for the front of the net. Mike Weaver takes the man for St. Louis. Puck's loose in the skates, and Bernier barged in and took it right back for Vancouver. Kevin Bieksa looks, tries to get his shot through, and it just missed. Tkachuk is bumped hard at the boards, and there's going to be a penalty there on Vancouver, probably to Matthias Ohlund for the hit on Keith Tkachuk. The puck was by him at the blue line, and he stayed to hit Tkachuk. And the St. Louis Blues will go back to the power play on Hockey Night in Canada on CBC. Matthias Ohlund is off for interference, and Vancouver's shorthanded, protecting a 1-0 lead after the goal by Daniel Sedin.
And if you look at this setup, in a penalty kill situation, the goaltender should be yelling empty corner. And you have to take away that passing lane for the slap pass, and nobody did. A lot of people standing around. A great heads-up play by Demitra, and so many times, if you're a Vancouver Canuck fan, you've seen Daniel sitting in that spot making that exact shot.
But you usually see Henrik get the assist. Keith Tkachuk trying to win the power play faceoff, and he does. TJ Oshie at the blue line. Carlo Koliakovo on the other side. David Backes. Oshie jumps off the blue line straight to the front of the net. Keith Tkachuk feeds the puck to Backes, and then towards the front of the net. It didn't get there. Salo blocked it. Or Brad Boyes trying to center, and then the stick is slashed out of Boyes' hands and broken, and Vancouver's going to be 2 men short. Sammy Salo will get the penalty for slashing.
And Jim, that's a play there that Chris Lee, the official who was in the neutral zone, made that call. And if you see the play, and that's what Alain Vigneault is mad at, Dan O'Halloran didn't make the call. And I think it's a case of it was so close to O'Halloran, he was moving to get out of the way. As he was turning that way, his body was shielded. He didn't necessarily see the stick break right away. But Chris Lee in the neutral zone did make the play.
So a 5-on-3 for 1 minute and 42 seconds.
And 5 forwards out there now for the St. Louis Blues. As you mentioned, they've done that numerous times during the season.
Backes, Tkachuk, and McDonald up front. Brad Boyes drops back. He knocked the puck down, and he keeps it in. That was a clear Vancouver needed. Here's McDonald. TJ Oshie. Look at Tkachuk in front of the net, creating havoc there. Boyes down low. Backes to Boyes. side of the net. McDonald, oh, what a save by Luongo. TJ Oshie. McDonald looks to the net. Cross ice. Boys can't shoot, but he passed to